I'm trying out a lesson on high angle of attack handling using Notability. On the screen you have some questions. On the left you have the diagram of lift coefficient versus the representations on the speed scale. This is made for the landing configuration, whereas what we need to do is we need to look at a reasonable configuration at which we will do high angle of attack handling, that is say flight level 350, aircraft weight of 65 tons. This will give you green dot speed of 225, VLS approximately 210 and V alpha prot 195. So let's look at these figures in this light. Green dot speed would come, if you say VLS is 210 knots, this would be 210. This would be 220, 230 and 250. So green dot speed would be at 225. That is, we'll take the color green and put a dot at 225 over here. This would be green dot speed. Okay, let's see what would happen. You put the aircraft in level flight. That means if I draw a representative PFD here, this is a representative PFD. Yellow is the color of the bars, so we'll put the yellow bars here with a dot here in the middle, and green is the color of the bird, so we'll put the bird here and imagine that the bird is on the horizon. So what would happen is the bird would remain on the horizon because normal law would protect the flight path to maintain a 1G flight path. To maintain a 1G flight path as the aircraft slows, the angle of attack, that is represented by this difference, would continue to increase. That means the aircraft would auto trim the flight path by bringing the nose up in normal law. If you look at this scale, the speed would keep dropping from 225, 220 down to 210. At 225 knots at green dot speed, the angle of attack will always be 5 degrees. Correspondingly, the angles of attack for VLS and V alpha prot would also be fixed, although I don't know what exactly the figures are. But let's assume that they are 7 degrees and 9 degrees. Assume. What would happen at VLS? All that would happen at VLS is, if the autopilot was not engaged, you cannot now engage the autopilot below VLS. Nothing else will happen. The aircraft will continue to decelerate and continue to auto trim. Because the normal law is asking the aircraft to stabilize a 1 degree flight path. And auto trim will continue. When will the auto trim stop? When the flight path is no longer being protected or maintained, because the alpha has reached an angle of attack called alpha prot. What is alpha prot and what is V alpha prot? Let's look at this. This is stick neutral. THS will stop trimming. This is when it corresponds to an angle of attack. This is the angle of attack here. So this angle of attack is V alpha prot, and that corresponds to V alpha prot here on this scale. Next, as the aircraft keeps decelerating further, you will come to V alpha max, but the aircraft will not allow itself to auto trim because the THS has stopped trimming over here. So what will happen is the aircraft will maintain an angle of attack. Which angle of attack do you think it will maintain? It will maintain alpha prot angle of attack, because after this angle of attack protection is active. It's not flight path protection anymore. What does alpha protection mean? That below this angle of attack, the aircraft will not fly with a stick free. And what does it say here? The angle of attack can be further increased by the flight crew input up to a maximum equal to alpha max. So as we keep decelerating in this diagram, we will reach alpha max at full aft stick, and that will correspond to this angle of attack. Now we will see that this is not yet the stall, okay, but this is the margin that that Airbus feels is required to be maintained between the max angle of attack that you can pull and the max angle of attack that gives you, and the angle of attack that gives you maximum lift. That's why this is called a protected aircraft, and the advantage that this confers is that when you want to maneuver in an emergency situation such as terrain avoidance, you can pull full backstick in the knowledge that the aircraft flight control system will not allow you to reach the alpha where you will actually stall. So what happens between alpha prot and alpha max? This is exactly where this low speed handling and recovery from stall, etc. comes in. Okay. Let's change the color so that we can deal with things in different colors. Okay. When high angle of attack protection is activated, the normal law demand is modified and the side stick input becomes an alpha demand. So let's take the first question of what will happen in a normal law if you decelerate in level flight and stick free. So looking at this diagram, what will happen is the speed will reduce through GDS all the way to what speed? Alpha prot. If your stick is free, the aircraft will not fly an angle of attack higher than alpha prot. So the aircraft will start descending, maintaining alpha prot. What else will happen? The other protections that are inherent along with this is that there is an alpha floor protection. What this would do is the alpha floor is computed based on AOA and altitude and some other parameters. So the AOA will, when the AOA exceeds alpha prot, then you will get full thrust. The aircraft will maintain alpha prot and the aircraft will fly away at roughly alpha prot and climb away. Now, why does the aircraft not level off? This is a question that you can think of and answer in your own mind. But what I can tell you is the aircraft will not level off because when you hit alpha prot, the THS has been stopped. So the aircraft is not trimming anymore. So the aircraft is maintaining alpha prot and has abandoned the attempt to maintain a flight path. This is built into the system because the aircraft designer wants to provide a safe flight path rather than a desired flight path. Because you have not made your desire plain by holding the stick and putting the aircraft into the flight path that you want. So let's look at the first golden rule of the Airbus, that is fly. So in this situation, fly dictates that you will choose the flight path that you want, put the bird there, and the aircraft will now maintain this flight path provided this does not require it to operate beyond alpha prot. So what we saw is the aircraft enters the protection. Okay. In the amber and black strip, the system inhibits further nose-up trim. Nose-down trim is available. So if you push the stick forward and the alpha reduces below alpha prot, then the aircraft will accept the nose-down trim, fly out of alpha prot, and then be in normal law, which means that it will maintain the bird wherever you left it. Another key point is, let's take a case where at high altitude, you do a steep turn with 60 degrees of bank. This will require you to fly into alpha prot. Will there be any difference in handling characteristics? None. Because to maintain level flight with bank beyond 33, you will have to apply stick pressure. And if you fly into alpha prot, there is no difference from what you were doing earlier. When you fly into alpha prot, there will be no significant difference in aircraft handling whatsoever, except that it will be, the speed may drop off because you come to maximum drag. Below alpha prot, the auto thrust will put in toga, but the thrust is already at max climb thrust, which is also equal to toga, so there will be no difference in that either. The difference will be when you roll out of the turn. When you roll out of the turn, you expect that if you rolled out with a bird on the horizon, the bird will remain there and the aircraft will thereafter fly. That is only true if you are outside alpha prot. What would happen if you left the turn while after entering alpha prot? That means when you roll out of the turn, your angle of attack is more than alpha prot. The law will be that the aircraft will maintain alpha prot and the aircraft may climb with the side stick free. So this could be a surprising characteristic of the aircraft to many who have not gone into this or experienced this. So what do you have to do? If the flight crew flies into alpha prot, they should leave it as soon as other considerations allow. That is, you're clear of the ground, you're clear of wind shear, you're clear of whatever aircraft there is. So how should they leave alpha prot? By pushing the nose down to get out of the angle of attack that is requiring to alpha prot, stabilize the flight path, and then leave the controls. So this is what it says. This is achieved by easing forward on the side stick. This will reduce the angle of attack to which point? Below the value of alpha prot. The flight crew should also simultaneously add thrust if alpha floor has not been activated. If the side stick is held aft, either inadvertently or deliberately, the aircraft will start to climb at a relatively constant low airspeed. This is the function that will take place in normal law. Now let's look at the second question, that what if you did the same thing in alternate law? Let's see what are the differences on this diagram with the law in alternate law. First of all, the V alpha prot will be replaced by V stall warning. The representation of this is black and red bars. This change of color is to signify that there is no protection available here, but there is a warning. What about flight path control? In alternate law, pitch law is normal. That is, the aircraft will maintain the flight path and keep raising its pitch attitude to below VLS and up to alpha prot, which now corresponds to stall warning. If you don't do anything, the aircraft will start sinking to maintain alpha prot, which is not shown to you. But during this process, if you pull the stick back slightly, your angle of attack would enter into the V stall warning angle of attack, and you would get stall. If you didn't do anything, you could still get stall warning because there could be a delay between the aircraft putting his nose down and the angle of attack reducing because of a gust or any other disturbance, and you would still get stall. Will the aircraft recover from the stall? Yes and no. Because the moment it recovers, it will try and maintain alpha prot and go into a secondary stall. So let's see how this affects our stalling sequence when we are carrying out a stall at high altitude. Firstly, we saw from the protections given in the aircraft, that is, you cannot exceed the angle of attack, that is V alpha max, under any circumstances in normal law. In alternate law, you could exceed this angle of attack, and the stall recovery is meant to see that you do not come anywhere near this angle of attack. So what will happen is, at the first indication of stall warning, you are required to take memory actions, which is push the stick forward, nose down, pitch control, apply. Now when we are briefing a technique, we want to know what briefing is going to be adequate and why it is given like this. What do we want to achieve by pushing the stick forward? We want to reduce the angle of attack. Can we see the angle of attack? The angle of attack is indicated on the PFD by the difference between the attitude, which is the black and yellow box, and the bird. So the difference between these two, exactly in number of degrees, is the angle of attack. So what indication do we have of what the angle of attack is? We had seen earlier that at 225 knots, the angle of attack is 5 degrees, this one. So if you push the stick forward until the pitch attitude is resting just above the bird, then you have an angle of attack of 3 degrees if it is touching the bird, and a little above the bird, you will have an angle of attack of 5 degrees. This is just an indication. So the briefing is, push the box into the bird and hold it on the top of the bird. Now the speed will build up. When the speed builds up, the aircraft would tend to pitch nose up if you left the controls. Why would it tend to pitch nose up? Because the side stick is now being controlled to give you alpha prot, which is not what you want. If you didn't do anything, when the aircraft pitches up, the V stall warning, which had gone far below your speed scale when you push the nose down, will now again jump up and could hit your current speed, and in that case you would get stall once again. In fact, you would get stall even before it reaches your current speed, because there is an advanced function which is built into it, which depends on the rate at which it is increasing. So what is the briefing? Hold the nose down to maintain a 3 to 5 degrees angle of attack until the speed crosses VLS. So in our example, VLS is 210 knots, which is quite significantly above the V alpha prot speed of 195. Once it crosses VLS, hold the nose down and apply full thrust. After this, start pulling out of the dive. When you pull out of the dive, the moment you apply pressure to the stick, you are going to increase your angle of attack. The moment your angle of attack increases, you are going to be coming closer to the stall warning angle of attack, which is this one. This is now V stall warning, that is stall warning angle of attack. So the moment your angle of attack increases to this value, you will get stall warning. So what you want to do is limit your angle of attack to this value. How you can do this is, when you start pulling out, look for the V stall warning to jump up at you, this one. As it comes up, hold the stick forward. As the moment you hold the stick forward, the V stall warning will go down again. After that, again pull out by another 2.5 degrees and hold it there. The V stall warning will come up again and stop and go down again. So if you keep doing this in stages, then you would be in fact riding the tape of V stall warning and keeping comfortably above it by about 20 knots or so. So if you do it smoothly, you can do it continuously. But if there's a difficulty in doing it continuously, you can pull out in steps of 2.5 degrees. So the briefing is, plan to raise the attitude by 2.5 degrees and hold it there. So you're looking at the bird and raising it by 2.5 degrees and holding it there. The moment you raise the bird, the V stall warning will come up. The moment you hold the bird there, the V stall warning will go down. So 2.5 degrees is just sufficient for you to make a meaningful change in the dive angle, but not sufficient for the V stall warning to jump up and bite you all the way, unless you do this really fast. So if you do this smoothly, you will be in effect doing a continuous pull out. This is the briefing for the stall warning and stall recovery.